What if I told you that the tiny glowing screen in your pocket isn't just a device, it's a silent thief? A thief stealing more than your time. It's stealing your focus, your potential, and worst of all, your financial future. Think about it every time you unlock your phone and open that endless social media feed. Something invisible but powerful starts working against you. Your brain's dopamine reward system gets hijacked, your attention is shredded into fragments, and slowly but surely, your dreams of wealth and freedom slip further away, often without you even realizing it. Now pause for a moment. Reflect honestly. How many times have you opened Instagram or TikTok with the intention of checking just one thing, only to find yourself scrolling for an hour or more? How often have you felt the urge to check your phone during a quiet moment, at work, or even during conversations with loved ones? If these questions hit close to home, you're not alone. More than half of American adults admit to losing track of time on social media daily. But here's the real kicker. Social media addiction isn't just a harmless distraction. It's a financial wealth killer. Every minute wasted, every impulse buy triggered by a flashy ad, and every distraction from your money goals piles up into lost opportunities worth thousands of dollars. You might think you have plenty of time to get serious about your finances later, but the truth is the clock is ticking faster than you realize. Over the next few minutes, I'll take you on a deep dive into how social media addiction traps millions, how it directly and invisibly drains your money, and most importantly, how you can break free and reclaim your time, focus, and financial future. And before we dive in, here's a quick test. Right now, look at your phone. Is it in your hand or within arm's reach? When you close this video, what's the first thing you'll do? If the answer is to reach for social media, that's the addiction talking. But don't worry, awareness is the first step to freedom. Ready to break the cycle? Let's begin. Point 1. The illusion of free time. The most dangerous thing about social media addiction is how deceptively harmless it feels. You tell yourself, I'm just taking a quick break, or it's my downtime. But those minutes add up faster than compound interest on your savings account. According to a 2023 report by Pew Research Center, the average adult spends about 2 hours and 30 minutes per day on social media platforms. That adds up to more than 17 hours a week, over 70 hours a month, and a staggering nearly 900 hours a year. Let's break that down in a financial context. If you work 40 hours per week, social media steals more than half of that in lost time annually. But it's not just about clock hours. It's about what you could be doing with those hours. Imagine if you redirected even half of that time towards something that builds your wealth, learning how to budget, studying investment strategies, starting a side hustle. Even dedicating just 30 minutes a day to these could create exponential returns over time. Take John, a 30-year-old software engineer who used to scroll through Twitter during breaks and after work for hours. He realized that in a single year, he had spent over 900 hours scrolling. That's 37 full days. John decided to reclaim 50% of that time and used it to study stock trading. Within a year, that investment of time turned into a six-figure portfolio. Or if you prefer, you could keep scrolling and maybe become an expert at recognizing cat memes. Your call. Point 2. How social media hijacks your brain. Why is it so hard to stop? Why does social media feel addictive? Because it literally hijacks your brain. Social media platforms are engineered using principles from behavioral psychology to keep you hooked. Every notification triggers a release of dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical. It's the same chemical released when people eat chocolate, win a prize, or even take certain addictive drugs. Researchers at Harvard found that social media notifications activate the same brain regions associated with addiction. In 2019, a study led by Dr. Larry Rosen showed that participants deprived of social media for just 5 days showed withdrawal symptoms, anxiety, irritability, difficulty concentrating. These are classic signs of addiction. And the problem is the brain craves more dopamine hits, so you keep scrolling for the next fix. If you think you're immune, remember this. This isn't about willpower alone. Your brain is literally rewired to crave social media. Without intervention, This addiction rewires your attention span, making it harder to focus on long-term financial goals like saving or investing. Now that you understand how social media grabs hold of your brain and time, you're probably wondering, okay, but how does this impact my money? That's what we're about to uncover. Act 2, the cost. How social media addiction drains your wealth. Point 3, the money you're losing by mindless scrolling. Let's get real about money because social media addiction isn't just about wasted time. It's about wasted money too. Imagine your time as a paycheck. Every minute you spend on social media without purpose is money slipping through your fingers. For example, if you earn $20 an hour, 2.5 hours a day on social media translates to $50 lost daily in potential earnings. Here's the math on a yearly scale. $50 times 5 days per week equals $250 per week. $250 times 52 weeks equals $13,000 per year. But it gets worse. That's just opportunity cost, the money you could have earned or invested during that time. You're also spending money impulsively on products, ads, and services constantly pushed to you through social media feeds. Sarah's story. Sarah, a 28-year-old marketing executive, loved Instagram. She followed hundreds of influencers showcasing luxurious lifestyles and the latest fashion trends. What started as harmless browsing soon turned into impulsive spending. One month, Sarah's credit card bill was almost $2,000 more than usual. She realized most of it was from purchases triggered by social media ads. Sarah wasn't alone. A 2021 study by the National Retail Federation found that over 60% of consumers made impulse buys due to social media ads. Impulse purchases like that can snowball into significant debt, eating into savings and retirement funds. Imagine where you'd be if you avoided those impulse buys for 5 years. That money could be your emergency fund, a down payment on a house, or your seed money for a business. The cost of social media addiction isn't just lost time, it's lost financial security. So, how many pairs of shoes, gadgets, or must-have gizmos have you bought just because they popped up in your feed? Point 4, the hidden cost of influencer culture and consumerism. Social media doesn't just steal your time and money, it steals your mindset. Platforms are flooded with influencers living extravagant lifestyles, flashing expensive cars, designer clothes, luxury vacations. This constant exposure creates a powerful psychological effect called FOMO, the fear of missing out. You start believing you need to buy more, dress better, or live faster to keep up. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Most of what you see is curated, edited, or sponsored content designed to make you feel inadequate and trigger spending. The Instagram illusion. A 2020 investigative report uncovered that many influencers inflate their lifestyles with borrowed luxury items, fake photo shoots, or sponsored giveaways. Yet their followers strive to mimic these lifestyles, often going into debt. In fact, a 2022 survey showed that 40% of young adults felt financial stress because of social media comparison. The financial vicious cycle. Here's how the cycle works. You scroll, see luxury content, feel inadequate. You buy something to keep up, spend beyond your means. You incur debt or empty savings. Stress builds. You use social media more to escape stress. Cycle repeats. This cycle is a wealth trap, and the longer you stay, the harder it is to break free. Your financial goals, whether buying a home, starting a business, or saving for retirement, become distant dreams. Congratulations! You've just been promoted to CEO of Keeping Up with the Joneses, now accepting applications for your credit card. So, what's the way out of this costly, addictive maze? How do you stop social media from draining your wallet and your dreams? That's where Act 3 comes in, the escape plan. Point 5, awareness and tracking, your usage. The first step to freedom is awareness. You can't fix what you don't measure. Thankfully, your smartphone already has built-in tools like screen time for iOS and digital well-being, for Android to track exactly how much time you spend on social media. Even better, third-party apps like Rescue Time give detailed breakdowns and can block distracting apps. Challenge yourself to track your social media use for 1 week without changing your habits. When you see the raw numbers, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours a day, it's a wake-up call. Then commit to cutting that time in half the following week. Tom, a 35-year-old entrepreneur, used screen time to track his daily Instagram use 4 hours. He set a daily limit of 1 hour and used app blockers during work hours. Within 3 months, Tom reclaimed over 200 hours, which he used to launch a profitable online store. And don't worry, your phone won't self-destruct if you don't open Instagram for a day. Point 6, replace the habit. The 3-minute rule, one of the most effective tools for breaking addictive habits, is the 3-minute rule. Whenever you feel the urge to check social media, pause and wait for 3 minutes. Use that pause to do something productive or relaxing, read a page of a book, stretch, or take deep breaths. Why it works: this brief pause breaks your autopilot scrolling. It gives your rational brain a chance to decide, is this really what I want? A 2022 study with college students showed that applying the 3-minute rule reduced social media usage by 30% and improved focus by 25% after just 2 weeks. Imagine turning your impulses into intentional actions. That simple pause is your gateway to control, freedom, and wealth. With awareness and habit replacement, you reclaim your time. But what should you do with this newly reclaimed time to actually build wealth? That's the next big step. Act 3. The Escape: Practical Steps to Break Free and Build Wealth. Point 7. Invest your time. Like you, invest your money. Now that you've reclaimed your time, the question becomes, what will you do with it? Your time is your most valuable currency, far more precious than money, because you can always earn money back, but time lost is gone forever. When it comes to wealth building, how you invest your time is just as important as how you invest your money. Let's consider the following example. Imagine if you dedicated just 1 hour each day to learning financial literacy, budgeting skills, or investing basics instead of scrolling. That's 365 hours a year, roughly 15 full days. With consistent learning, you could go from paycheck to paycheck, living to confidently managing investments, or even building multiple streams of income. The power of time investment. Michael, a 29-year-old graphic designer, decided to cut his social media use from 3 hours to 30 minutes a day. He replaced the freed up 2.5 hours with learning about stock trading and personal finance through books, podcasts, and courses. Within 2 years, Michael not only paid off his credit card debt, but grew a $75,000 investment portfolio. What if your next scroll replaced with education was the turning point toward your first big financial win? So what's your 1 hour a day going to be about? Cat videos or your future? Point 8, create boundaries and use tech wisely expanded. Breaking social media addiction isn't about quitting cold turkey, unless you want to. It's about control. Set boundaries around your usage. Designate specific times to check social media, maybe 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Those little pings are dopamine traps. Use apps like Freedom, Stay Focused, or Forest to block distracting sites during your power hours. Elon Musk's focus. Elon Musk, one of the richest people alive, reportedly turns off social media notifications to maintain intense focus on his projects. If the billionaire can limit his distractions, so can you. Because every unchecked notification chips away at your focus and your wealth-building potential. Your phone isn't going to explode if it doesn't buzz for an hour, I promise. Point 9, shift from instant gratification to long-term vision. Social media addiction thrives on instant gratification. Likes, comments, and quick entertainment hits. But wealth building is the opposite. It demands patience, delayed gratification, and a clear long-term vision. The ability to say no to the instant scroll and yes to your future self is the defining characteristic of financially successful people. Close your eyes for a moment and picture your life 5 years from now. Are you stressed about money, chasing paycheck to paycheck? Or are you financially free, traveling, spending time with family, and living life on your terms? Every time you resist the pull of social media, you're making a deposit into that future life. Because every day you give into distraction, your future gets delayed. Your future self is probably yelling at you right now. Put down the phone, genius. Point 10, build a support system and accountability. Trying to break free alone is tough. You need support. Tell close friends or family about your goal to reduce social media. Join communities focused on productivity and financial freedom, online groups, masterminds, or local meetups. Accountability keeps you honest and motivated. Real-life example. Jessica's transformation. Jessica, once a 5-hour daily scroller, joined a productivity mastermind group. She shared her goals and progress weekly. Within 6 months, she cut social media use to 30 minutes a day, increased savings by $10,000, and started a side business. Imagine how different your journey could be with a tribe rooting for your success. Point 11. The CEO mindset. Prioritize high-value activities. Expanded, successful people treat their attention like a billionaire treats money, fiercely protective. They schedule deep work sessions, eliminate distractions, and focus on tasks that generate the highest returns. Ask yourself, what one high-value activity can I do today that my future wealthy self will thank me for? How can I structure my day to maximize focus and minimize distractions? That one thing could be the difference between financial struggle and financial freedom. So what's it going to be? Scrolling through feeds or building your empire? Point 12. The power of digital detox real-world experiment. In 2022, a group of professionals committed to a 7-day social media detox. The results were staggering. Increased productivity, improved sleep quality, better mood and mental clarity, significant savings as impulse purchases dropped dramatically. Ready to try the detox challenge? What's the worst that can happen? Point 13. Replace social media with meaningful connections. Expanded humans crave connection. Social media only pretends to provide it. Replace virtual likes and followers with real-world interactions. Family dinners without phones. Face-to-face meetups with friends. Phone calls or handwritten letters. Loneliness and isolation are silent costs of social media addiction that drain your emotional and financial health. Point 14. Celebrate small wins and stay consistent. Breaking addiction isn't a one-time event, it's a journey. Celebrate every hour reclaimed, every impulse resisted, every dollar saved. Consistency compounds over time. Point 14. Celebrate small wins and stay consistent. Breaking addiction isn't a one-time event, it's a journey. Celebrate every hour reclaimed, every impulse resisted, every dollar saved. Consistency compounds over time. Remember, even billionaires started with small steps, probably without memes. You've just uncovered the harsh truth about social media addiction, how it steals your time, money, and dreams. But more importantly, you've learned a proven roadmap out of the trap. Now the only question is, will you take the first step? Because every minute you waste is a minute lost, building the life you deserve. If you're serious about breaking procrastination and taking control, don't miss my next video, No More Tomorrow. Click the end screen now and continue your journey to freedom and wealth. Remember, true freedom isn't found online, it's created by you. Also, if you are watching till now, do like, share, and subscribe. Money Motion.